When in York, visiting the Shambles is a must. The Shambles is sometimes used as a general term for a maze of twisted, narrow lanes that make York so charming. But York also has a lane actually called the Shambles, arguably the best preserved medieval street in the world. It is mentioned in the Domesday Book of William the Conqueror in 1086, but most of the buildings on the street today date back around to the year 1400. The Shambles was a street of butcher shops and houses, many complete with a slaughterhouse at the back of the premises, ensuring a ready supply of fresh meat. The meat was hung up outside the shops and laid out for sale on what are now the shop windowsills. It is still possible to see some of the original butcher meat hooks attached to the shop fronts. Lacking modern day sanitation facilities, there was a constant problem of how to dispose of the waste produced by slaughter of the animals in the city. The pavements are raised either side of the cobbled street to form a channel where the butchers would wash away their offal and blood twice a week. In some sections of the Shambles, it is possible to touch both sides of the street with your arms outstretched. The architecture, which now appears so quaint, had a very practical purpose. The overhanging timber framed fronts of the buildings are deliberately close set so as to give shelter to the wattle and daub walls below. This would also protect the meat from any direct sunlight. Also, the shopkeepers would compete for frontage length. This meant that the ground floor has a limited area available, the upper floor overhanging to give a larger living space for the family. Wealthier merchants exposed the wooden beams that would be elaborately carved and shaped. The wooden framework supplied the basic strength of a Tudor house. These beams of English oak were later painted black with tar to help prevent them from rotting. Wattle is the mesh of entwined sticks that are placed between the beams to form the walls. Daub, which is made from a mixture of clay, sand, straw and dung, is smeared or daubed into and over the wattle to make the walls solid. The daub was then painted with lime wash, a mixture of lime and chalk, which penetrates into the daub to produce a pill-free, waterproof exterior that allows whole wall to breathe. So why were such areas called the Shambles? The name is thought to derive from shammel, an Anglo-Saxon word for the shelves that were a prominent feature of the open shop fronts. From an apple pie in the Shambles, back to the studio.